Hey there, Tiff here. Do you hope that it is going to absolutely rain before you have to go and compete in your sport? Are you dreading going out there and playing in your sport because you are so worried about how you're going to perform and you don't really want to get out there because you're worrying about how you're going to perform? You're nervous about how you're going to perform. You're feeling the pressure within, you're feeling the pressure from people around you, and you just don't want to embarrass yourself. If that is you, I hear you. Don't you worry, and I've got you. I've been there too. I understand totally. So don't go anywhere. I'll be with you very shortly, and we're going to work on how we can deal with that. Hey there, Tiff here. Welcome to Ambition Habits. So lovely to have you here. Oh, pressure. I know I've been talking about this lately in episodes, but I find that this is a huge one that people go through. And we need to find ways in which how we can deal with the pressure. And as you know, most of the pressure is really coming from yourself. It's not really coming from anyone else. You may think it is, but it's actually not. And there's reasons around why that you feel that way. You may um, feel like you need to be perfect, or you think that you're a perfectionist. You may worry about letting other people down or worry about letting yourself down. You don't want to embarrass yourself because you just don't think you're good enough. There's so many reasons why you're dreading getting out there and playing, right? I get that because I remember, especially when I was playing tennis, I just didn't know how to deal with pressure, and the pressure was only from me. I used to think it was pressure from my mum because I wanted to show her how good I was, and she knew how good I was, but I would put even more pressure on that. I thought that I'd have to be perfect when I got out there and played. So I always felt like I had to be perfect, and I felt like I had to win every point, and I felt like I had to execute everything perfectly, and everything should go the way that I expected it should go to, and I should just dominate. And um, I just really struggled with that. And big thing, I was really terrified about losing. I didn't want to lose, and you may feel that too. Like you don't want to lose because you put the time and the effort in. You show up and you want to perform well and support yourself and support your team and show yourself that you are good enough. I get that. I understand that. But when we get in that state of feeling so much pressure, like it's just not productive. It's not productive at all, because what it does is it gives you that sense of fear, that sense of nervousness, that sense of worry. And, that leads into lack of confidence. And then you worry about how you're going to play. You're not going to play so well. So you're going to stuff it up anyway. You'd rather it rain so you don't have to get out there and play, or, rather get injured or something like that. Right. And we need to have things that are much more constructive on how we can deal with those situations and those feelings, so that you can actually get out there and play the way you want to. But it's also understanding how to manage yourself better too, because we all feel the pressure. Like, you think that a professional athlete that's been doing it day in, day out feels pretty comfortable and confident. Well, not necessarily. It's just that the fact that they have the tools in place, right? They've got the methodology in place in how they can help themselves improve, because they've done the work. They've been practicing on how to deal with the nerves, right? They've got routines and systems in place on how to do that. And so, like, if you're playing at club level and you just want to play better, you can implement these things too. Doesn't mean that you want to be a professional. It's okay. You don't have to be. But I know that you want to play better for yourself, whatever level you are. So when I started playing golf when I was 34, and I was really wanting to, get to a really good level, right? Really quickly. I was expecting to get to play off scratch in 2 years. I did it in 3, but I wanted to do it in 2. But and obviously there was a lot of pressure there, of course, within. But what I wanted to do and understand my game better so that I could actually work on the improvement was that I actually used to track um, what I did so that I could understand what I was doing. Because when I played tennis as a kid, like, I grew up in the country. The coach wasn't a professional coach. He was just a dad from, that had been a tennis player himself. And he had, a different, like, it didn't have a tennis coaching business. It was just a side gig. And, you know, all we used to do is just hit, but I was never shown any strategies, never shown a path, never shown a way in which I could understand my game better so I could really work on improving it. So, there was a lot of frustration and disappointment there in my tennis because I didn't accomplish what I felt like I could have accomplished when I was in my 20s and early 30s from a professional tennis point of view. And I just gave up on me and gave up on the dream because I just didn't know what to do. But when I took up golf, like, I didn't want those same demons to come back and haunt me. So what I focused on then was I looked in ways in which I could understand my game better so that I could understand what I needed to work on improving. So what I would do is I would actually track specific things in my game so that I could understand where my starting point was. And also I could get then feedback over time from tracking specific things on what I could then do moving forward to improve my performance when I was out there playing in competitions. So this is the thing that we're going to be looking at for you today is rather than, all this fear and dread and worry about how you're going to be playing in your sport, is let's look at a way in which you can have a structured reflection that's going to really help you understand your game better and then what you need to do then in moving forward. So let's have a look at action step number one. So number one, what we want to do is we actually want to perform a simple structured reflection just in a notebook. And we're going to ask ourselves these three questions. So question number one is, what worked well? Right. So after you've gone out and you can do this for practice as well, but after you've gone out and played in your sport, and do it pretty quickly after you finish, because then it's much easier to get, uh, because you've actually just finished, everything will come back to you quite quickly. So have a look at what worked well. What did you actually do that worked really well? Because you want to acknowledge that, because a lot of the things that people tend to do is they acknowledge what they do badly. And they always talk about what they do badly. Like, I see that all the time when people are playing golf. They always tell me how bad they are. They never look at anything that they do well. So the thing is we want to look at what we're doing well. Okay, that's number one. The second thing what we want to do is then we want to look at what we didn't do well, right? What's not working? What didn't work? Right? What did you try and it didn't work, right? So that you're getting that understanding of where some weaknesses may be coming up for you so that you know what you then need to be working on to improve that. And then the third thing that you want to do is, like, you ask yourself the question is, what's next? And really is, what do you need to focus on for improvement? So once you know what you've worked on, through the first question, you know that what's worked well, you can add that in as what's next, right? Continue to do whatever it is that you're doing really well. Then you can also focus on then, okay, well, what's the improvement areas that I need to be improving on? So let's say, you're not putting so well, so you've got to go and work on your putting. So you're reducing your 3 putts down to 2 putts or something like that. Or you're not returning your backhand that well off the return of serve. So you've got to go and work on something like that. So then you're looking at specific things. How's your technique? Is it working well or not? Mental. Do you need to work on the mental self-talk? Do you need to have some routines in place? Do you need to work on your fitness? Do you need to work on your nutrition? Do you need to work on your hydration? There's a whole stream of things, but then it actually gets you to understand yourself better on what's actually going on in your game. So then you're starting to get feedback, and we need to get feedback so that we know what we need to do moving forward. Okay. So action steps, again, I'll just quickly repeat that. A structured reflection. So number one is perform an analysis, asking yourself these 3 questions. 1, what worked well? 2, what didn't work well? And 3, what's next? So I hope you enjoyed today's episode. Love it if you could share with me what you like best about what you heard today. And if you would like to get more consistency and confidence in your sport, then come to my website, tiffany-micah.com, and get your 3 steps to building self-confidence through the Has Confidence formula so that you can harness your strengths and build resilience. You can activate positive self-talk and mindset strategies and techniques, and sustain confidence through improving your mental and physical skills. So I look forward to seeing you there for that too. And for the rest of the day, I want you to dream big, believe in you, go after your dreams, take care, talk soon. Bye for now.